Yeah, we come with that heat. We got skip on the.
UFC 314 main event is for the vacated featherweight title.
What happens when you overlook somebody? It happens to be almost like a Tennessee-Houston situation. Oh,
Whoa, chill,
my bad.
bro.
My bad. Too soon. Hit you with the left hook, baby.
I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to embarrass you, Kyle. So
should have written it down.
Always write it down. Dang it, I didn't write down the odds on that, so I can't.
Oh, what's the odds on that one, Skylar?
Yeah, I know. And that's the only reason people tune in is to find out how are we gonna lose our money this week.
Hey, hardly home, but I'm always repping.
This is my fight of the night, the one I'm the most excited about.
Predictions for, I'm going to keep them on, honestly. They feel kind of stylish.
There can only be one winner, one champion. Who's it going to be? And there it is. Just like that, UFC 314 breakdown. It's another month into 2025, Kyle. This is what, 3-4 in a row that we've done?
I think it's 3. This is our 4th, right?
I think so.
314 predictions, baby. Pie day, 314.
So, yeah, something like that, even though it's on 4/12. Saturday night, UFC 314 in Miami, Florida. Shout out to, oh, there it is. Shout out to my girlfriend, Amber. She goes to FIU down in Miami, so I thought, had to throw it on. UFC 314 in Miami, gotta represent. I've been
314 to 305, huh?
Yeah, all the numbers. But welcome in, Kyle. Thanks for joining us here. Another $1 Million Extras installment of the UFC 314 breakdown. Saturday night, we're going to see, it's a banger of a card, Kyle. I know we try to say that, hype it up as much as we can, just in general, but this is one of the cards that I've been looking forward to. You got a fiery guy like Diego Lopes challenging for his first title in the featherweight division against featherweight legend in the UFC, Alexander Volkanovski. This is, a vacated title, right? Featherweight. Ilia Topuria vacated his title to move up to, middleweight?
Yep. He's moving up, and hopefully, drum roll, I believe I saw a leak that he is fighting Charles Oliveira.
Ooh, that'd be
true,
crazy fight.
If that's true, that's a banger.
Yeah. So we'll leave that for the future to decide, Kyle. But so we're very excited to be able to not only just watch UFC, but get another chance to talk about it here on $1 Million Minds on the YouTube page. But we're gonna start it off in the prelims, Kyle. I forgot to look and see when this fight was. I think it was 8:40 Eastern time. But a fight you wanted to talk about, we got the young gun, Chase Hooper, versus probably maybe the oldest guy in the UFC. I think that might be safe to say, Jim Miller, a legend. But Chase Hooper is a over minus 10,000 favorite. I think the last time I saw it was minus 1050 money line for Chase Hooper. So what do you see happening here, Kyle?
This is going to be, I think, an interesting fight. I think a lot of people think Chase Hooper is just going to walk through Jim Miller, which I guess could be the case. A lot of people are expecting his age to just show. He has seen UFC 100, UFC 200, and UFC 300. So that being said, I don't think he's just going to get out of there as soon as people think. If I were to make a bet on this, I'd have to say Chase Hooper, obviously not betting wise in monetary value, but just betting like, okay, I'm going to take this person win. I think Chase Hooper gets it done, but I don't think it's as easy as everyone just assumes.
Yeah. Jim Miller, like you said, UFC 100, 200, 300, the first or the only person to ever fight in all three of those. But he holds the record for the most fights and the most wins in the UFC. So obviously that says a lot about, his longevity, the type of competition he's faced. But with Chase Hooper coming in, all eyes are on him. It'll be a tough fight for Jim Miller for sure. A lot of people don't see this going very well for the old fella. So, Didn't you say you had a play for this? It was
I had it
to go
over. What was that?
maybe to go the distance or something.
I can see it going the distance. I can also see it going over, 2.5 rounds. So I think it's 3 rounders. So yeah,
Yeah.
over 2.5 rounds. I kind of like the look of that. I don't think it's going to be as easy as a lot of people assume, or assume it's going to be.
Yeah.
Although
Um
the odds do say different. We saw last time Peyton Talbot. We thought he was just going to, you know, run through him with those odds that he had, and what happened? These
he was
betting
a
lines are
minus
sometimes skewed.
1200, yeah, minus 1200 money line favorite for Peyton Talbot, who fell outright. So yeah, anything can happen. Anything, all it takes is one punch. That's what is one of the most exciting things about the UFC. You could get an underdog that just I don't want to say gets a lucky strike or anything like that, because they train for months and weeks ahead of the fight. And these guys have been doing this. Everybody's been doing this their whole life pretty much at this point. So they've seen it all, and it's so exciting to watch. It could be just a stalemate. People kind of just getting back, dodging each other, and fans start booing, and then the fists start flying, and things go crazy. So that's what I like to. That's what I would like to see. But as we move into the main card, Kyle, there's a lot of talk about this first matchup we're going to talk about. We got Bryce Mitchell, who has been a, should we say, could we say viral sensation? Bryce Mitchell here lately.
Not in a popular way. I mean, I guess in a
Yeah,
popular way.
sure.
Viral being popular, yes.
Not in a positive way.
Not in a positive way.
Yeah, but Bryce Mitchell from Arkansas is fighting Gene Silva, who is part of the Fighting Nerds. Gene Silva comes into this fight. This is a featherweight bout. This is the night of the featherweights, too. I think there's 3, maybe even 4 in the main card, or 3 in the main card. But yeah, Gene Silva, 15-2 in this fight. He is 28 years old, 12 knockouts, 2 submissions, stands at 5 feet 7 inches, 145 pounds. He is the minus 245 favorite over Bryce Mitchell, who is 17-3 at age 30. Only 1 knockout, but 9 submissions for Bryce Mitchell, who does have a 3-inch advantage in height, and fights southpaw, plus 186 on the money line for Bryce Mitchell. With those 9 submissions, Kyle, do you see this fight going to the ground at all? And if so, do you like Bryce's chances?
As hated as he is, and as all watching all the podcasts and him doing interviews and whatnot, he's focused right now. He is very focused. I think that Gene Silva, arguably out of the Fighting Nerds, I like him just out of just being a crazy guy. The Fighting Nerds are undefeated right now in the UFC, at least. Um, that being said, though, I kind of see Bryce Mitchell either making it a harder fight for Gene Silva than he expects, or even coming out there and possibly getting it done on the ground. Your question, will it go to the ground? I think 100% it will. He did say something about how he does have punching power, and I think he might want to, show that a little bit. But we saw it in the Ilia Topuria fight. Bryce was shooting single legs. He was ready to get that takedown. He was trying to get Ilia on the ground where he's comfortable, because obviously in a fight you want people to play your fight. So he's going to want Gene Silva to fight his fight. If that happens, I see it going over 2.5 rounds for sure.
Yeah, that's something I was just looking at too. So it's a 3-round fight here in the main card. The under is the favorite. Under 2.5 rounds, minus 154. Over is plus 120 as it stands. And if you think it's going to go over 2.5 rounds, you might as well say go the distance at plus 158. And you said you could see it going that way?
I could see it going that way. I kind of play this based off just past instances. Those fights that people are like, "Well, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to knock him out." If there's a lot of knockout talk, a lot of the times, I wonder the stats on it. It goes the distance. So this to go over 2.5 or even the distance, I kind of like that play. Or even if you want to be a little more risky and get plus 186, take Bryce Mitchell straight.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are counting him out based on his crazy takes, and um, but he is still a good fighter. I mean, a lot of people think he just because the Josh Emmett knockout, he's a completely different person, and maybe he is mentally, but as a fighter, he looked pretty sharp against Kron Gracie, so we'll see how it goes. But I think Bryce could get it done, as hated as he is.
In the UFC 314 press conference, Gene Silva said that he was going to give Bryce Mitchell brain damage. And Bryce Mitchell said he was born with brain damage. This ain't nothing new to him. So, yeah, I'd like to see what happens there for sure. But as we make our way through the card, we will see Yair Rodriguez take on Patricio Pitbull, who is 37 years old, 36-7 professional record, making his UFC debut. But he stands at 5'5", 145. Yair Rodriguez is 5'11", 146. So I just think that height differential damages Pitbull's chances in this, in my opinion, Kyle.
I think that this is going to be a statement fight for not only Yair, but one, we saw him get into it with Diego Lopes. He knows that he's going to have to put on a good performance. Say Diego Lopes wins, he's going to have to put on a good performance to climb those rankings to maybe even get a fight with Diego Lopes. So that being said, I think Yair will get it. I think also it'll be a statement that there's levels to this. Bellator, obviously there's really good fighters within Bellator, but I think that a lot of those fighters that come over, they don't translate well. So we saw, MVP at a different league, and he came over to UFC, and that first fight wasn't too great. So I think it'll just show the UFC is a different animal, and I think it'll be a pretty good fight, though. Knowing I haven't seen Yair fight since he got subbed by Brian Ortega, but still, which was his last fight last February, I believe.
Yeah,
so
February
it's almost a year and
2024.
some change. Yeah, a year and some change, and but I still think he could get it done. Maybe with that time off, he'll properly get rightly conditioned and he'll get it done.
So speaking of those press conferences, probably the biggest moment in that press conference was when Yair Rodriguez called out Diego Lopes. Kyle, I'm not well versed in this situation, and I meant to ask you before when we were talking before we started. Do you know what is going on between Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopes? Why do they hate each other?
Dude, I was trying to read a lot of the Instagram comments, man. I was just picking apart what I could. I did see that I think he called him basically like a chicken, that he's avoiding something. What's he avoiding? I don't know. Diego Lopes came back with this is all based on Instagram comments. So
yeah, this is basically
wrong.
What I've been seeing.
Yeah, if this is wrong, I'm sorry. But essentially, Diego Lopes was don't threaten my teammates or something of the sort. And one of the two were talking about don't threaten my teammates, and got a little angry, and we saw what happened.
Yeah.
And so Bryce Mitchell was just praying for people during it.
Yeah.
Shout out Bryce.
I'll
not for his takes though. Yeah, not for his takes, but as a fighter.
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one to say. So Yair Rodriguez, the -205 money line favorite, +158 for Pitbull. I do like Yair in this one. My play, I'd be looking more maybe if you want to put this in a parlay. I'm not really I'm taking a step back from the parlays, Kyle.
Just to keep the record straight.
Yeah.
Last card we didn't do terrible if you played them straight.
Yeah.
Now if you played the parlays,
you lost your money.
Who gave those?
I gave 4 straight plays and I hit 3 of them. I did not give any parlays. I'm not gonna say anything about whoever did make the parlays that didn't hit.
There's 2 people here, and if one's subtracted out,
I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to embarrass you, Kyle. So
I'm not gonna say who it is either because I don't want to embarrass myself.
But yeah, like you were saying though, Yair is 0-2 in his last 2. His last fight was February of last year in that submission loss. But with that reach advantage, I just think he can just stand back and pick him apart. Pitbull is gonna have to try to take him down to the ground at least once or twice, and we'll see what happens there. But because he does have 13 knockouts and 11 submissions for Pitbull, he's gonna have to try to take him down. But I just think that length is gonna be a factor, and maybe it even plays a part on the ground when it goes there. So yeah, I got Yair Rodriguez double chance KO points -170 is what I'm looking at in that fight.
To be honest, honestly, if he just wins outright, I mean, it doesn't even matter that Diego Lopes wins or loses. I think that it'll set him up. Even if, say, win, he gets to climb the ranks and hopefully get that fight. If he loses, or
I think it
Diego
sets up a
Lopes, that
banger.
is, no, yeah, Diego Lopes loses. I mean, he's closer than climbing the ring. So
Yeah.
I think it could. If he just wins, he knows he has one objective. Granted, I don't think that he should be putting all of his focus on Diego Lopes like he was in the press conference, because what happens when you overlook somebody? It happens to be almost like a Tennessee-Houston situation. Oh,
Whoa, chill, bro.
my bad. Too soon.
Dang, that came out of left field, bro. I wasn't ready for that.
Hit you with the left hook, baby.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. You gotta watch your mouth, all right?
Hey, you want to turn that LED sign off yet, or
No, why would I do that?
My bad.
My mom got me that, dude. She
Shout
also
out-
got me that.
Shout out to Skylar's mom.
She
I
also
love
got
you.
me that hat that I just put up there.
Haven't
Tennessee
seen you in a while.
Volunteers.
Still love you.
Tennessee Volunteers 1998 national champions. It's also a
Hey,
year
I'm
I
not
was
a
born.
hater. Not a hater. I didn't even really watch. My bracket got busted first round, but that's for your other show. So that's for this show right here, actually.
I mean, it's all $1 Million
See
Radio.
this?
Hey,
on, man.
that is that show. Look
That's
at
that
that.
show.
Hey, that's a good looking
Always,
guy
hey,
right
hardly home, but I'm always repping.
there. Yeah. So that is another featherweight fight. So 2 of the 3 that we've talked about so far. But this next one, Kyle, is going to be scheduled for a 5-round bout. It is the co-main event in the lightweight division. This is my fight of the night, the one I'm the most excited about. Got the OG Michael Chandler, Iron Mike, taking on Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I'm very excited for this, Kyle. What about you?
I'm thrilled. I think the obviously the trash talking this one's not too great. They love each other, dude. They respect each other. But however, a lot of fighters do not like Michael Chandler. They call him dirty. They call him, a cheater, all that. If those rumors are true, will this fight sneak up on him and kind of will Paddy the Baddy get his karma for everyone else,
Yeah.
That being said, I saw that this one is, like you said, a 5-round fight. And if I had a lock of the night, the line is at 2.5 rounds. We talked about this and didn't even talk about it beforehand. We both knew about it before and didn't even say anything. The only thing that stops over 2.5 rounds is Michael Chandler's throwing haymakers. Him throwing those haymakers. That's what's going to stop this over 2.5. Will Paddy the Baddy? Everybody's like, oh, he's going to beat him by sub. I hate to be the one to say this so confidently, but if my man Charles Oliveira can't submit Michael Chandler, I don't think Paddy the Baddy can do it with ease. I think it's going to definitely take some time. We know Iron Mike, he has the gas tank of a Pitbull.
Yeah.
Not to be funny here. Those guys fought, by the way, Skylar, a little history lesson. Pitbull and Michael Chandler, they fought in the past in Bellator. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Who won that one?
But I believe Michael Chandler won it. Well, why'd you have to put me on the spot like that, dude?
Yeah, I'm
Chill
sorry.
out.
My fault.
Chill out.
Thought you were all knowing over there.
I mean, not all knowing, but somewhat knowing. Still learning, just like you, man. But Paddy Pimblett, I like Paddy a lot. I think he is really good, and his ground game is really good. I mean, we saw Dustin Poirier chuck him out, but that's, of course, levels, dude. That's levels. I think Paddy will have to let his hands fly, get Iron Mike weak in the knees to be able to just maneuver him how he wants to get that submission off. However, Michael Chandler, I mean, good endurance. You mentioned it earlier off the recording is Paddy Pimblett kind of floats his chin a little bit. Um, if that happens and Michael Chandler connects, good night.
But nobody can knock out a Scouser.
I'm a scout. I don't know.
Nobody.
I can't do the accent, so I'm not even going to try.
I think mine was terrible, but that is something that Paddy said. And like you said, he floats that chin. It stays exposed, especially when he's like backing up away. But Paddy says that's something that they've worked on in camp. He's not too worried about that. Michael Chandler, go ahead.
One thing that I do think now that you mention that is him backing up, floating the chin. I know that Michael Chandler is going to apply pressure and he's going to keep Paddy on his back foot. And if that happens and he's floating that chin and he connects with that shot, it's going to have to be an overhand. The height difference, it's there, but it's going to have to be an overhand right or left. And I mean, one thing about Michael Chandler, he puts all into his shot. So if he connects, it's over.
Yeah.
But I do see it going over 2.5 rounds. That's the only thing that could ruin that over 2.5 rounds is Michael Chandler's hands. So regardless, I'm scared to take Michael Chandler. I'm scared to take Paddy Pimblett. I'm going to take over 2.5 rounds.
Okay. Yeah, Chandler's very explosive. His experience is much more than Paddy. Although in his last 5, he is 1-4. Lost 2 to Oliveira and 1 to Poirier. His window seems to be closing. If he loses this, then that drops him well down in the rankings. I think Paddy Pimblett is ranked number 12 in the lightweight division right now. And Paddy's 8-0 in his last 8. I think 6 of them have been in the UFC. So he made his UFC debut and hasn't lost since. His last loss was back in 2018. He's just got to weather that storm early, like we were talking about. I'm with you on the over 2.5, Kyle.
And the reason I said, over 2.5, I'd rather.
But it does scare me.
I'd rather take over 2.5 than take either of the fighters because 1, I like both of them. 2, ideally, I'd like to see Paddy win, climb the rankings because it just make it a more interesting weight class. Because I mean, you have Paddy Pimblett with some history with newcomer Ilia Topuria. So say he climbs those ranks, Ilia Topuria, if he is fighting Charles Oliveira, beats him, then fights Islam, and then that happens, whatever the outcome, it's just going to shake up the division. It's going to be very, very interesting. So I think that ideally I'd like to see Paddy pull it off, but the one thing that could stop that is just Michael Chandler's hands letting him fly.
So if you did have to take one fighter in this, would you take Paddy?
I'd take Paddy, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. But a Michael Chandler first round knockout would not be surprising to me. But that is the co-main event, and now on to the main event of the evening in Miami, Florida. UFC 314 main event is for the vacated featherweight title, like we mentioned earlier. It'll be Alexander Volkanovski, legend, against Diego Lopes, who is a young gun. Just made his way to the UFC scene not too long ago. Volkanovski is 26-4 overall, and 26-6 is Diego Lopes. Lopes has 10 knockouts, 12 submissions. Volkanovski 13 knockouts and 3 submissions. They're both about they're not the same height. 5'11 for Diego and 5'6. My 11 looked like a 4.
Far from the same height, brother.
I was about to say 5'4.
That would be hilarious. Dude. That would be hilarious. Diego Lopes as the same height as Volk. I've seen these memes going through Instagram. It's like Diego Lopes versus Volk, and it's their faces on each other's bodies. And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, dude. Like having that hair on Volk's head is hilarious.
But Volkanovski is the favorite, little more than a slight favorite, minus 138. Plus 108 on the money line for Diego Lopes. Volk is in his last 4, 1-3, kind of like Michael Chandler in that instance, on a 2-fight losing streak. And Diego Lopes has taken the scene by storm, winning 7 of his last 8, including 5 in a row coming into this fight. Is it Lopes time, or is it Volk getting the title back, Kyle?
Another one, dude. I'm scared. This is how you know it's a good card, is when you're scared to take
Yeah.
either or. Two things I wanted to say actually. Um, Volk, the last two losses, I don't think that should reflect on, who he is, because he fought, I believe it was Islam, got knocked out, turned around with a fairly quick turnaround, fought Ilia Topuria, obviously got knocked out again. Those two knockouts, will they lead to him just as a decline, or he took enough time off? I saw some post, he was looking shredded. He's looking pretty stocky too. He's looking like he's holding the weight well. Well, we see the old Volk that could weather the storm, like we saw against him versus Yair, like just an insane cardio machine. I mean, just a good overall fighter. Will we see that against Diego Lopes, or will we see who I think, if Alex Pereira wasn't a part of the conversation, I believe that Diego Lopes would have got Fighter of the Year last year. Hot take. A lot of people think no, it would have been Ilia, but which, I mean, Ilia's having those two knockouts back to back was pretty sick. But um, I think Diego was just very active, and he was, I mean, on fire last year. So he is hot and up and coming. So this will be a tough one for Volk if, in quotes, old man Volk can get it done. I actually like those odds. I see this one going the distance as well. I know it's boring, but a lot of people just want to see quick knockouts, which maybe I'll be wrong about some of these, but I do see this one going the distance. I see Volk taking it by points.
So the will go the distance is plus 130, Kyle. So good value there. And you said Volk by points. Let me see where I can find that.
I mean,
What
I
are
just
the
don't
odds on
see.
that?
I don't see Diego Lopes knocking him out. Maybe he will. I mean, he does have those strong uppercuts. If he's in that clinch, I've seen Volk in some like weird positions where he's in that clinch, and he might just take an uppercut from Diego Lopes. That's what I could see if he gets caught. It's uppercut, but um, I see Volk just taking it the distance. I think he just wants to have something to prove. I think obviously he is obviously getting up there, but if he won, who would he fight next? It's just, it'd be like the same old Volk. He's already clear through the division, like arguably one of the best featherweights of all time, if not the best featherweight of all time. So
Alexander Volkanovski by points plus 230. There it is. So not bad odds there, Kyle. And you got Volk, taking it.
I got Volk taking it by points. Is that crazy? Let me know.
I think it's Lopez time. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm with you. I'm gonna take it over 3.5 rounds, minus 132, and I may take Lopez money line as well, plus 108. I don't know. I don't care how he's gonna get it done. I like him on the ground. If he takes it there, I like the reach advantage, 5'11" versus 5'6". Yeah. I don't know. I just like his charisma. I like his tenacity, his energy. Give me Diego Lopez. Upset alert.
Upset. Okay.
Is it really upset though with like 108
Yeah,
plus 108?
I'm not mad at it, dude. Dude, I don't know. This one's such a coin flip in my eyes. I love Volk. I think that he could weather the shots and it go the distance. Regardless, I think it's going to go the distance. But will we see the same Volk we saw against, Max Holloway, against honestly Islam in the first fight?
Yeah.
Will we see that same Volk? Oh, it's a tough one. I think half of me just doesn't want to see Volk get knocked out or submitted. If it goes the distance and he loses by points, I'll be okay with that. But can both fighters win?
No.
Make that the title of the video. Can both fighters win?
Both fighters win? Kyle, did you get participation trophies when we were growing up? I don't remember getting any.
No. Now that I think about it.
That is not our generation. There can only be one winner, one champion.
Fine.
Who's it going to be?
Give me Volk.
There can only be one winner and one champion. Yeah, I'll take Diego. So
I guess we
would
have
we
to fight
like
after
to
that.
go back over our plays?
Yes. And I have a fun lotto that everyone loves.
Oh yeah, everybody
But
loves
we'll
them.
go straight.
Like
Well, hey,
for
we'll go
real.
through straights first. All right, we got 8 minutes, I think, left on this one. So we'll go over our straights, and then after that, um, we'll start with Chase Hooper and Jim Miller. For this one, I'm going to say goes the distance.
Goes the distance. What's the odds on that?
Let me check for you. Should have written it down.
Always write it down. We're talking straights right now.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and give mine. I've got Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva over 2.5 rounds. Book it. Dang it, I didn't write down the odds on that, so I can't
Oh,
even
what's
tell
the
you.
odds on that one, Skylar?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you screwed up there, man.
Uh,
Yes, distance to Chase Hooper and Jim Miller plus 180.
that's not bad.
Okay.
That's not
Bryce
bad.
Mitchell fight. I like that one over 2.5. It's plus 120, by the way. You're welcome.
So the over 2.5 rounds for Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva is plus 120.
Yes.
So
All right. There's two straights. Let's go on to. You gave yours about Yair, I believe, right?
yeah, I like Yair double chance KO and points minus 170.
Cool. Cool. I don't have one on that fight. Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. I have over 2.5 rounds. Ideally, that's the lock of the night, I believe, plus 108. Or if you want to go a completely safer route, just take one or the other. I took Paddy Pimblett money line.
All right. And I'm with you on that over 2.5 rounds, although Kyle was the one that used the word lock, not me. We don't use that word. Although I guess I did just kind of say it too. But
It's a lock, baby.
on to the main events. I have over 3.5 rounds minus 132. And I also have Diego Lopes money line plus 108.
For this one, I have Volk by points plus 230. That's one I'm going to sprinkle on. And then I have Volk money line minus 138. Should we get into this lotto for
Yeah, go
fun?
ahead, man.
5 minutes
Go
left. All
ahead.
right,
That's
hold on,
what
hold on.
we've kept the viewers waiting. That's the only reason people tune in is to find out how are we gonna lose our money this week.
Gotta hide to this one.
Wait,
All
who
right.
is that? Who's this guy?
This is lock of the night. All right, we got lotto. Let's go, baby. We got dude. These things are dark. I don't even know how I can see this paper. We got Volk by points plus 230.
All right.
Bryce Mitchell money line plus 186. And then give me, of course, Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett over 2.5 rounds plus 108. That totals out to be plus 1863.
Ooh.
Okay.
$10 to win $186.30.
And I could say
Quick
a safer
math.
parlay, but we're going to not do that one because you know what? I'm putting too many parlays on here that aren't hitting. So we're just going to do a fun lotto every week or every time there's a big card and call it quits after that. Anyways, Skylar, with this last few minutes, shall we talk about predictions for? I'm going to keep them on, honestly. They could look kind of stylish.
Yeah.
Should we make a prediction? Go ahead for Bilal Bahamed and Jack Della Maddalena. Who you got in that one? Make it just one or the other right now.
I like Bilal.
I'm taking Bilal as well.
Reigning champ.
Yeah, I'm taking Bilal. Then we have what just got announced, I believe, Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Who you got?
I will go with whatever the line says in the sense of if Merab is somehow the underdog, I will put money on Merab. Oh, it is out. Merab is not the underdog. Merab Dvalishvili money line minus 265. Sean O'Malley plus 200.
Give me Sean O'Malley, baby. You know me.
I do know you. You think Sean gets his get back?
He gets
Sugar
his get
Sean?
back, and guess what? It's not going the distance. I wonder, does it show the distance on that thing yet or no?
I doubt it.
It probably doesn't.
No, it's
Regardless,
just
I'm
money line.
taking the no distance on that one. When it comes out, keep your eyes peeled for that one. Um, you know me. I mean, huge Timbo Sugar fan. Um, I'm a huge Red Hawk recap fan. I'm in the Patreon. Come on, man. I am taking Sugar Sean.
I feel you. I feel you. I just,
Enough
seeing
glazing. Enough glazing, dude.
yeah,
I need to get off that.
seeing Marab, seeing him one take the title from Sugar Sean and then retain the title against Umar Nurmagomedov, and in the sense that he did, in the way, in the fashion that it happened, it's gonna be tough to bet against Marab Dvalishvili. Now, will I lay minus 265 on money line? Hell no. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, that being said, good predictions for 314. We got it coming up. Miami, Florida.
Miami. Yeah.
Miami.
Have you ever been to Miami?
I haven't, dude. I'd love to go.
Been twice.
Oh, cool guy here.
Yeah.
My girlfriend lives in Miami. Hate this guy, dude.
Well,
anyways,
it's not all the
love
way
you,
true,
man.
but
all right, man.
Kyle,
Well, here I
any,
gotta give you your thumbnail, by the way.
yeah, go ahead, hit him with it. You want the glasses on and the thumb?
Wait, can you tell I'm
Ooh.
reading something there?
It needs to be closer. See, now it's not even on camera. Kyle,
Right here, baby. We got it.
all right.
And you're gonna put right here. You're gonna put locks, like I'm reading the locks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to figure something out with that. We'll make
I like
it
that. I
work.
keep this part in. I like this. This is behind the
Oh
scenes.
yeah,
right here.
for sure. I haven't signed off yet, so might as well.
Yeah. Keeping it going. We got how long? We got a minute.
A minute left. Yeah.
Let me
Hey,
ask
minute,
you. Last
hey,
minute.
that's a long time.
A minute to win it. Last question.
That's a long time.
Is how do you feel about the NCAA basketball championship? You might have already talked about it in your show, but just give me it, just friend to friend, real quick, how you felt about it.
Well, I can tell you didn't watch this week's episode.
I might have. I haven't yet.
Yeah, I mean, Houston.
Oh wait, you got to sign off. You got to sign off, dude. Delete, edit this part out, and just sign off.
See, this is why we can't take you nowhere, Kyle. We can't have nice things.
Yeah, I'm getting used to this thing, dude.
I don't cut anything out.
This is foreign land to me, dude. I still new here. It's only my third day out here.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up now. UFC 314 breakdown here on $1 Million Radio, part of our $1 Million Extras. Thanks, Kyle, for joining.
Thank you, brother.
Everybody clap for Kyle.
Hey, I'm watching that podcast tomorrow. Don't hate me, man.
All right. Better watch this one too. But yeah, that's gonna be it. You got our plays. You don't need anything else. Just go fade us. So
hey, just know that y'all owe us a.
Oh, Kyle. All right, guys. That's gonna do it. I'm by myself. So yeah, UFC 314, Miami, Florida. You got our plays. Just go fade us. And as always, we'll see you next time.